Rising fear of job losses in the aviation sector can be checked if employers of labor communicate effectively with their staff. Aviation analysts say this is one way to diffuse tension related to pay cuts or leave without pay in the debt-ridden sector, which is badly hit by coronavirus. Our correspondent Lillian Mark reports.
Coronavirus crumbles global economy. Aviation remains at the receiving end. Subsectors are either shut down or at the precipice, resulting in airlines such as British Airways, Lufthansa, Emirates and others announcing hundreds of dismissals and unpaid leave programs. Pilots and cabin crew who managed to keep their jobs face pay cuts. According to International Air Transport Association, about 400,000 have been fired, furloughed, or told they may lose their jobs due to the pandemic. Job losses in related industries such as aircraft manufacturing, engine making, airports, travel agencies could be up to 25 million.
This is not good for the staff because they don't know where the next paycheck is going to come from. When you don't know where the next paycheck, it affects even your commitment to the work. It affects your ability to meet your obligations, because we all have obligations. We live in a real world. They have house rent or daily school fees to pay. All this actually affects the motivation of all the staff.
Despite the downturn, global aviation prepares to resume operations, and a significant number of countries in Europe, Asia and the Americas have opened their airspaces. The World Health Organization urges safety measures as African countries prepare to start air travel. Reopening the international airspace for operations implies that airports and airlines rejig their business models as routes shrink, with passengers losing confidence in flying. Also, the airlines' dwindling or lack of cash flow cannot support large staff strength. This is not the best of times for airlines all over the world, struggling with bankruptcy, yet trying to stay afloat. Some aviation workers have suffered job cuts, while others have lost their jobs. What impact does this have on workers' performance, especially on ground and air safety?
Airlines were already grappling, with the vagaries of our coming out of economic recession and all the other economic variables that have been negatively impacting on the business, fragile balance sheets for the business. Now the COVID-19 impacted hugely on the cash flow. So these issues have been there before COVID-19 just escalated them. The layoffs are a reality that have to be faced.
Lack of staff welfare is a source of worry for these aviation workers, and how it affects safety, as human factor accounts for 98% of accidents in the sector.
Why we are so passionate about the authorities taking care of the workforce, because an angry workforce is a potential danger to this humanity we want to protect, especially in the aviation perspective. But in a situation whereby workers just woke up one day and you say their salaries have been cut, how do you want them to perform the duties of that day? Occupational health is very, very important. What are you doing? You are not telling us. And we were even one of those that first clamor for this. This protocol should be adhered to strictly.
You must have to help the airlines. If you know that this airport is the fastest, or airplane or air business is the fastest, safest between our country and another country, the government is supposed to call financially, morally and financially to help the industry. The employment of the people that are having family must be protected, and that is what the ILO said.
But these aviation analysts are optimistic that the issue will be resolved if the management is transparent.
You're able to tell them where the company stands, the challenges within the company, and what the company is doing to initiate and address the concerns of the staff. With that, the staff are able to plan as well.
Importantly is the psychological and emotional, aspect of supporting the human factor. Sometimes it's not just about the money. Communication is very important at this point in time, vertical and horizontal communication. the top level, how are they engaging the staff, how are they, how transparent is the information dashboard for them to see short to long term what is coming for them as individuals and collectively as a team, in terms of survival of the company and their career, stability.
They say resumption of commercial flights in Africa will facilitate delivery of critical supplies such as test kits, personal protective equipment, and other essential health commodities to areas where they are most needed. Lillian Ezemark, TVC News, Lagos.